Yo, what's up, guys? We're back. All right, so today I'm going to be showing you how to build an automated social media management AI agent. Okay, so essentially, what this AI agent to be able to do, it is to be able to log in into multiple social media accounts, and to be able to do things like comment, post, everything that you're able to do, but it's going to do it autonomously. Okay, and there are many benefits to this. For example, you can set it to post every day at a particular time. It's going to be posting things that you want, or maybe to be replying to comments and everything, and it's going to do it in a non-generic way. Okay, it's going to work like a person. So if it's on, as you can see here, so if it's on Facebook, it's going to react. If it's on TikTok, it's going to like, and all that other stuff. Okay, plus it's not going to as you can see, it is a psychological part to it, whereby it's not just going to be given generic comments or responses, no, but it's going to be responding like a person. Okay, so to do this, all you need to do is just go to the link in the description. Okay, and then you should just download this text file. Okay, and once you download it, you'll be able, then that's all. I've done all the work for you guys. Okay, so you just have to follow along with what I'm doing, and you're going to have your own automated AI social media management agent. Okay, so just get this. And the other thing which is very important is that you need to have Python installed on your system. Okay, as you can see here, I have Python. As you can see here, I have Python installed. So it's very important that you have Python installed for this to work, because the agent is going to write some scripts, some code that it's going to use. Okay, so without Python, that can't be possible. Okay, so that's why you need to have Python installed. It's very, very important, because without Python, this won't work. Okay, so once you get the MD file, sorry, you download from the link in the description, the text. So just come here and you create a file here. So I'm just going to name it as gemini.md. okay, so you also have to name it as gemini.md. If you name it something else, it won't work. Okay, so as you can see, I've named it as gemini.md. So now the next step is just to get this. Okay, just to get this, you're going to find the link in the description. So you're just going to copy it. After you copy it, and just come to here to gemini.md, paste it here, and then save it. Okay, that's the first step. And then the second step, all you have to do is you have to just instantiate it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell the AI to say instantiate my environment based on what is in gemini.md. okay, and then it's going to do that. Okay, so here for starters, later along you can you can use other plans, but it's very important that you use Cloud Code, because Cloud is very good at coding. So I'm going to use Cloud Code here as the model. Okay, all right guys, so like I was saying, you have to select Cloud. Okay, for the first part, because it's good at coding, so that when the AI agent starts writing its source code, the code will be accurate. Okay, but you can even use Gemini. It doesn't it's not really that much of a big deal, but I would highly advise you to, here on the model side here, I would highly advise you to pick Cloud. Okay, so here what I'm going to say is instantiate my environment based on what is in gemini.md. okay, So all the work has been done. So here it's more like you're not essentially creating the AI agent. Here you're just installing the AI agent onto your system. Okay, you're just installing the AI agent onto your system. I've done all the work for you guys in terms of creating and looking at all the edge cases and everything. And then the best part of this is that it's self-annealing, meaning it corrects itself, and the more you use it, the better it becomes. The more mistakes it makes, the more better it becomes, because it learns from its mistake. So once it makes a mistake, it will never make that mistake again, because it's going to, every time it's working on something, it's going to be remembering to say, I made this mistake in the past and I shouldn't make it again. So that's the I can say that's the best part of this automation, is that it gets better with time. The more you use it, the more it gets better. Okay, so I'm just going to say instantiate the environment based on what's in Gemini.md, and then as you can see here, there's nothing here, so it's going to start writing its code itself here, everything, all the folders, the directories, and everything else. Okay, so I've told it to instantiate the environment, so it's going to create everything, and then after it instantiates the environment, the only thing I have to provide it with is the password to my social media like Facebook, the login information. Excuse me, the only thing I have to provide it is with the login information to Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, etc. Okay, that's the only information I have to provide it with, and then after that everything else will be automated. That's the good part about this. Okay, so as you can see here, it has looked at this md file. Okay, and then it's now so here sometimes you have to accept, as you can see, I had to accept that, so that there are certain commands, even if you put it on to accept every time, there are certain commands which you as the person you have to approve, because it's going to be going into your terminal and making some modifications. So that's why you rarely, not always, but you rarely need to approve some certain steps. Okay, so as you can see, it's creating everything here. The excuse me, it's great. So as soon as it's done, so here essentially what it's doing is it's making a plan. Okay, it's making the plan, as in the walkthrough on how it's going to go about it. Once it writes the plan and everything, the walkthrough, then it will start writing the code, as you can see from here. Okay, so as you can see here, if you look closely here, it's these are the scripts it's creating, as you can see. So here there's stealthhealth.md, so this is this self-annealing.md. so these are the scripts it's creating that is going to be using whenever we give it a command. Okay, so this is what is happening here. As you can see, there's log, so as you can see, so this log audit.py, that's a script, that's Python code. It's going to be using every time it's working, like I said. So as you can see here, it has created a directories folder, execution. Okay, and then .env. So as you can see, like I said, so here this is where we're going to be pasting our login information. So for instance, here is the Instagram username. I'm going to paste it in my Instagram username here, my password for Instagram here, TikTok username, TikTok password here, Facebook username, Facebook password, and then once I paste in everything here, then it's now going to log in. As you are going to see, it's now going to log in automatically on its own. Okay, it's going to log in automatically on its own. And then it's going to log in automatically on its own and then start doing the work, as we are going to see. Okay, so as you can see, it's creating directory structure and scaffold files, creating execution. So all these are the tools it's going to be using as it goes about its work. Okay, so as you can, so this is the theme folder. This is where it's going to be storing the temporarily files as it works on something. Let's say you give it a task to say you should post this on social media. So this is what it's going to be. This is what it's going to be storing the temporary files. Okay, so now let's go through the walkthrough. So this is the walkthrough. So I can see, so this is the structure of our algorithm. So this is directive. So here there is even the explanation. As you can see, the .env, this is where the credential template, where we put in our LinkedIn password, TikTok password, and Facebook password, so that it will be able to log in. Okay, and then this is the execution. This is where now everything is going to be happening. Okay, so let's just go through it. So if we see something which is inconsistent with what we expect here, we can tell it to say, this is not what I expect. Can you make further adjustments to it? So as you can see, this is the file and even the purpose here. So system.bot.md int. So this is more like the credential verification SOP, which is SOP just stands for standard operating procedures. Okay, so let's just go down. So this is the execution scripts layer. As you can see, like I said, it's very important that you have Python installed, because if you don't have Python in your system, this can't work. Okay, because it's all Python code. Okay, so deal with health check. Okay, all required directories are present. Okay, .env looks good. Python. So that's the Python. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on and provide the passwords to my social media and everything else, and then I'll come back and then I'll give it a task to do, and then you guys are going to see it work in action. I'm not going to log into any social media. It's going to do everything on its own. Okay, all right guys, so I went and provided the login information in this here in the env. Okay, so that's why you're supposed to put in your login information. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a test run. Okay, since now that I've provided my login information. Okay, so this test run prompt I also provide. Okay, just check the link in the description, everything will be there. Okay, just check the link in the description, everything will be there. So you just have to get it, the test run prompt, and paste it here like I've done here. Okay, so we are going to use this to test the system, our AI agent, and see if it's able to do what it is expected to do. Okay, so let's just wait for it. So very soon you're going to see a screen pop up where now it's now going to be logging into social media. Okay, so it's going to be logging into Facebook, LinkedIn. So as you can see, it's saying analyze env. Okay, so as you can see, it has acknowledged to say it can see the credentials are filled in. Okay, so here it's saying critical. There are several critical blockers I need to rise with the user. There is no content dictionary, no Google Sheets API, and most importantly, there are serious visibility and safety concerns with the automating. Okay, so let's see what it's saying. Contains real usernames and passwords. Don't commit this file to any repository. Okay, so here it's saying, what is it saying? So blockers that are needed for input: no content inbox dictionary. There is no test access to post. Could you create a content inbox and drop one image, video plus a matching text caption file? So as you can see here, it's asking me to create a folder where I'm going to paste in a folder where it's going to be getting the content. Okay, so so it is saying no content inbox dictionary, so it needs a folder where I'm going to put in the content for it to post. Okay, so no Google Sheets API credentials, so I didn't provide the Google Sheet credentials. So here, as you can see, it will skip the need for it to use Google Sheet. You just create a local CSV HTML report instead. Okay, so here the third thing is automated LinkedIn Insta browser login is risk platforms active detect automation and may trigger captures for verification. So here, once it starts logging in, there's going to be a part where I'm supposed to approve as a human. So this is the capture part where it's saying captures. Okay, so I need to verify. So the verification notification is going to come on my phone, and I'm going to verify. Okay, so here, so let me know, can you please add the test asset image plus text to content inbox local report. Okay, so here what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a folder. Okay, I'm going to create a folder for content stroke inbox, so where it's going to be getting the text. Okay, so here what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create a folder. Okay, so this is the folder. Okay, so this is the folder where the agent is going to be getting its where it's going to be getting the assets to post. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to get an image and put it here, and then we'll see what it will say. Okay, so let me just get any image here. Okay, so this is the image. I'm going to put it in the content folder, and then for the text file, I'm just going to get anything. Let me just check here. Okay, so I'm just going to get this as a text file, just some random stuff. Okay, so so now after I've provided the content to post here, I'm going to say I've added the test asset in the content stroke inbox folder. So here, so I'm going to say I have added the test asset. Okay, I've added the test asset in the content. Okay, in the content stroke inbox folder. Okay, so let me just go here in this folder and save it, just to make sure everything is saved. All right, so now that everything is saved, now now it's going to check whether I have actually added the stuff in the content folder, and then once it finds the stuff is there, it's now, as you can see, it has analyzed, has found the image, okay, and a text file. So as you can see, I can see test asset, which is this image here, paired with a text which contains caption, instruction text. These files are in content directory. Okay, I also notice contains additional instructions about scripting. Before proceeding, I need to I need to be upfront about the feasibility. Let me write a plan and surface the critical concerns. So here there's some concerns. So here it's saying it's writing a plan about okay, so this is the plan. Okay, so it's saying feasibility assessment steps 1 to 5 cannot be safely executed as described. Here's why. Okay, and the alternatives. So like I said, remember what I said, that this AI agent or this automation is self-annealing. Once it finds a problem, it's going to try to find a solution to that problem. So as you can see here, for instance, we found a problem when it comes to here saying caution, it can't be safely executed. Here's why. So it's even giving us the reason why it can't be safely executed. Okay, so here's scan for test asset and its caption DNA build. Okay, pilot post to LinkedIn high risk. So it's saying content audit and prep can do. Okay, pilot post to LinkedIn high risk. The browser automated login almost certainly trigger LinkedIn's bot detection, capture SMS and automotive via bubble meeting LinkedIn. So these are the problems it has found. Okay, with the way we are trying to go about it. Okay, so now after it has found these problems, it's going to find solutions on how to go about this and do the task. As you can see here, there's also another problem with engagement here. So you're saying 5 posts LinkedIn plus Instagram high risk. Okay, so it's saying some bot detection concerns at step 2, what product across 2 platforms. Commenting on others posts is the highest risk automation action, plus platforms flag. So here it's essentially explained to say platforms such as Facebook, Instagram and TikTok have these guardrails which check for bots. Okay, and they try to prevent bots from making posts on social media or commenting on other people's posts. So this is what it is trying to explain here. Okay, so now after finding all these problems, it's going to still find a solution, a workaround on how to go about it. Okay, so here it's saying what I recommend. So this recommendation is what it is actually doing. Okay, the first, safest and most productive pilot would be build. So it's going to say build execution dot post image py containing processing scripts, generate the LinkedIn post content, image plus caption, ready to publish, generate 5 calibrated question engagements, question for comment automation post. Okay, so everything it has stated here, it is what is it's actually done. Should I attempt live browser automation, login, post and comment, accepting the account risk, or prepare anything locally for your manual review? Okay, local HTML report. Okay, do you want me to wait until Google Sheets credentials are set up? So here it's asking, okay, okay, so here what I'm going to say, I'm just going to say okay, I'm going to say it should attempt to log in, and then the other thing is so here is just a caption. So here I'm trying to say no, this upper 5 thing is just a caption, don't execute it. Okay, so I'm going to say don't try to execute it. Okay, 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 so it's still working on this implementation plan. Okay, so we just have to give it a minute or two for it to find a workaround on this and how it's going to go about it. Okay, as you can see, like I said, it's self-annealing, meaning it, once it finds a problem, it thinks through the problem to say what's the best way to go about this. Okay, how do I do this? And as you can see, this is what it has done here by coming up with an implementation plan on how to do everything, on how to tackle these problems. Okay, so that's the use of this implementation plan we can see here. Okay, so let's just give it a minute or two for it to so as you can see, this is the code for the image. Okay, yeah, that's the code for the image and for posting. So it has, so as you can see, it has written code for everything. So this is the env loader. So this is the code it is using when it's trying to log in on any social media platform. This is the code it is using. So here, as you can see, there's also code for health check. Okay, so here, this is the log code. So as you can see, so all this code, like I said, is written in Python. So that's why I highly recommended that you have Python. Okay, so this is the sentiment. So this is the code it's going to be using when it's trying to, for instance, try to make a comment, try to reply to a comment. This is the code it will be using to do that. Okay, to do that. So as you can see, there's where it's a negative words. So these are the negative words, positive words. So these are examples of, for it to be able to identify the difference between negative words and positive words and find a way to reply to those words. So that's the function of this code here. Okay, as you can see, all this code here, this is for the commenting, automation, and everything else. So this is, as you can see, this is the emoji, the kind of emojis going to be using and selecting and everything else. Okay, so as it's trying to find a workaround around this, the issues it has found, we're just going to give it a few minutes and then I'll be back once it's done. All right, so it's done. So now, as you can see here, it's attempting, as you can see, it's saying it's attempting live browser automation. Okay, just a caption. So as you can see, I go ahead and with live browser automation, treat the as text just as a caption reference. I'll craft a clean LinkedIn caption for the image content. Since the raw text has credentials in it, let me check my prep script results. Okay, so as you can see, it's checking with everything, like in the directives on how it's supposed to go about it. Okay, and once it's done that, it's now going to log in. We are going to see it logging in, putting in all the login details, and post the caption, put the emojis and everything else. Okay, so as you can see here, it's saying image validated. So this is the size of the image, it's about 1.7 MB. So under LinkedIn 10 MB post and everything. So it's, as you can see, it's checking everything. Say LinkedIn has a limit to how much the file size limit on what you can post. So it had to check with that and check the image to say, is it under those limits and everything else. Okay, so that's what it's doing here, as you can see. So yes, because I can't access the browser, I cannot perform the login or any. So please check the system environment or provide further instructions. Maybe there's somewhere where I made a mistake with because it's supposed to log in normally. Okay, so maybe in the designing of the system, maybe I made a mistake somewhere. Let me just check. Okay, because normally it's supposed to open Chrome and log into all these social media platforms. Okay, so let's just wait for it a bit. Because there's another automation I made, but it's just for LinkedIn. So what the AI agent was doing is that it was logging in onto LinkedIn automatically, and it was an automation for job search. So it would log in onto LinkedIn and search for jobs automatically and apply, okay, autonomously. Okay, so let's try to see, because it's normally okay, I think it has found a way, because it's supposed to find a way to do that, because it's possible. It's not something which is impossible, it's something which is very possible for the automation to do. Okay, so let's just wait for it. Okay, so here it's saying do not click on any other. Okay, let's just wait for it. The browser to system level issues thing, let's say play wait. Okay, so I think there's okay, yeah, so there's some extensions it's supposed to install. As you can see, install. So this is the extension it's supposed to use for login. Yeah, because I want to be surprised, because so essentially it doesn't have the extensions needed for it to log in automatically. And here, as you can see here, it's installing that extension. So how is it supposed to do that? It's supposed to do it. Sorry, how is it able to do this? It's able to do this because in the system I put in a self-annealing feature, meaning it's a feature where if it finds a problem, it works to solve that problem until it finds a way to get around that problem. Okay, so as you can see, so now it's saying so this is the extension and WebDriver Manager installed. Now I will build the complete LinkedIn automation script, post engage. So as you can see, so now it's putting the script for where it's to be able to log in, post, and interact with LinkedIn posts and everything else. So essentially it's starting with the LinkedIn script for login, posting, and everything. Once it's done with the LinkedIn login, post, and everything else, it will now go to Facebook. After Facebook, it will now go to Instagram. And once it's done for everything, Facebook, Instagram, and all other social media that we've added, credentials we've added in the EMV folder, it will now start doing the posting. Okay, so let's just wait for it. So right now it's writing the script for LinkedIn automation. Okay, okay, so as you can see here, it has created excuse me, it has created the LinkedIn script for logging in. Okay, so now as you can see, so now it's saying let me now launch the LinkedIn. So it's trying to launch LinkedIn. Okay, let's see. Okay, so this is another script it's writing again for LinkedIn engagement and everything. So here it's saying now let me launch the LinkedIn pilot. This will open a Chrome. Like I said yeah, it's supposed to do this because it's possible. So it's saying this LinkedIn pilot is going to open a Chrome window, login, post, and engage, like I said, if you remember. Yeah, okay, so it's opening the LinkedIn pilot, login, post, and engage sequence. Okay, so here, so let's just wait. So you're going to see a Chrome window is going to pop up, then it's going to log in into LinkedIn. All right, so let's just give it a minute or two for it to do that. So the good thing about this automation is that it can work overnight. You can even go to sleep, and then once it's done working, it will wait for you for further instructions. Okay, there are even other advanced automations where you can even include a trigger in it, where to say once it's done, maybe it sends a notification to your phone to say I'm done with this, come and check it. You can integrate this into it. You can add your WhatsApp API so that it sends you a WhatsApp message to say it's done, then you come and see all that is possible. Okay, so it's saying Chrome not found. Let me just open Chrome. Chrome should be here. I don't know why it's saying Chrome not found. Oh, so like remember the self-annealing feature? So it said it somehow it couldn't be able to open Chrome, so that's why it's now saying it has found that we have Edge browser here, and so now it's trying to use Edge browser to do the login. Okay, so remember what I said about it being self-annealing. So it has found, okay, since I can't access Chrome, or maybe there's no Chrome on this machine, what should I do? Find another alternative. What's the other alternative? Okay, the other alternative is Edge. So let me open Edge and try to do the same thing I was trying to do on Chrome in Edge, and that's what it's doing right here. As you can see, it is now trying to use Edge, okay, to do that. Okay, so everything else is there. Okay, so now it's trying to open Edge, login and post. Normally this is supposed to happen under 5 minutes. I need to recheck. So the MD file I'm going to upload on the link will be updated, because I obviously made a mistake somewhere. That's why it's taking this long, but normally it's not supposed to take this long. Okay, it's just supposed to open Chrome and login automatically. Okay, yeah, so there's a problem. Maybe I made a mistake somewhere. I didn't specify in the MD file. That's how we are running into these problems. Okay, so it's saying detecting Edge version and downloading matching message driver manually. Okay, let's see. So it's going to try all possible ways to solve the problem until it finds the optimal way to do what it's supposed to do. That's the beauty about this self-annealing architecture design. Okay, yeah, so now as you can see, it's trying to open Edge. Okay, I think it has found a way, it has figured out a way to work around it. Okay, so let's just give it a minute or two. Okay, okay, here let me just stop it and just say use Chrome, it's open. Okay, I have, so I'm going to say use Chrome, I have opened it. Okay, so I'm going to say use Chrome, I have opened it, it's Okay, let me just say this. Okay, use Chrome, it's open. I've opened. Okay, so now it's going to check whether Chrome is open or not. Okay, okay, so as you can see, thinking. Let's see. Okay, so let's just give it a minute or two for it to figure out that Chrome is open and everything else. Okay, locating Chrome binary and switching script back to Chrome driver. Okay, alright, so now let's see it now. Try to use Chrome now that Chrome is open. Okay, okay, so it looks like it's trying to run the code for Chrome. Okay, let's see. Or maybe I should switch the model to Gemini. Seems like Cloud is having a problem with opening Chrome browser, so maybe I should just switch to Gemini. Let's just give it one last chance and see if it manages to open Chrome. Then we'll switch to the Gemini model. Let's just give it a minute or two. Okay, let's see, it's generating. So as you can see here, the more you use it, the more things here are going to the folders and the execution scripts, the more they are going to populate here, the more you use it, because it's going to be writing more and more every time. Okay, so here, okay, Chrome is at, okay, so it looks like it has found Chrome. Okay, now update the script to point it and switch back to Chrome driver. Waiting. Okay, so it's updating so that it switches back to Chrome. Waiting Chrome. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so looks like it has found Chrome. It's now trying to launch the pilot. Okay, let's see. I made essentially why it's taking this long is I made a mistake somewhere when designing this, the MD here. There's somewhere where I didn't structure it correctly. That's why we're having this problem. But if you structure this correctly, it runs smoothly. Okay, but things happen like this, so I'm going to learn one or two things from this mistake so that next time you don't run into like I said. So now you see it's trying, it is opening in Chrome. Okay, it is opening in Chrome. Okay, as you see, that window that popped up, that was Chrome being opened. So it was testing to say if trying to test if it can access Chrome. Okay, so Chrome very old. Download, I need to match the driver, so let me download. Okay, so looks like the driver it downloaded, or the script it created for Chrome, the version didn't concatenate with the one which is on this machine, as you can see here. So it's going to find the one which is the same version so that things can concatenate. All right, okay, so it's here, it's running. Let's see, let's give it a minute or two. So once okay, Okay. So here I'm just going to say, okay, so now it has opened Chrome, as you can see. Okay, so now it has opened Chrome and it's trying to sign in. Okay, so now that I've switched the mode, I'm just going to tell you to say continue, so that it continues from where it ended from. Okay, so I think as we have seen, because mostly I use mostly I use Gemini, but recently I've just tried to switch to Chrome, but it seems like, oh, I've tried to switch to Claude, but it seems like Claude is not as good as I thought, because look how long it has taken for it just to log in. But now after I've switched to Gemini, it almost logged in instantly. Okay, so I think not Chrome, Claude is maybe overhyped, because this was supposed to take a maximum of 30 seconds to log in, but look at how long it has taken. Okay, so now we're back to Gemini. Okay, we're back to Gemini. Let's see it log in, and so that we move from the LinkedIn script, we'll go to the TikTok and Instagram, and then everything else will be automated from there, and we can start posting, reacting, and everything else. Okay. Okay, as you can see, Gemini, Gemini is very fast when it comes to this, because Cloud Code took forever. But we're back with Gemini, the king. Yeah, let me just create the king. Okay, yeah, because you can see, yeah, Cloud was having issues with this. It was going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, but Gemini seems to have a grasp of it already. All right, so that's the good thing about having the option to switch models. You'll be able to notice, to say, okay, this model is good at this model is good at this. I think Cloud is good when it comes to just writing the basic code. Okay, like the how can I say this, the foundation code. But when it comes to automation, as you can see, Gemini is now logging into LinkedIn. Yeah, so like I was saying, Claude is good at writing the base code, and then Gemini is good at the automation. I think that's from as you've seen here, you can observe to say Gemini is good from when it comes to automation. So when you're instantiating the environment, you can use Claude, and once the environment has been instantiated, you can now switch to Gemini. Yeah. Okay, so now it's trying to log in and everything. Okay, so as we've seen, Gemini has managed to do 2 login attempts rather into Chrome. Okay, so let's just wait for it. Okay, so let's just wait for it. So Gemini has even managed to finish writing the script and everything else. As you can see, it has created a dashboard, the open, so that the user sees immediately, and then wrap up the pilot with yeah, this is what I expected. Okay, so let me just use Opera Mini. Okay, so so as you can see, so this is the post. Okay, use Chrome. Okay, so this is the post. It's supposed to post on LinkedIn. Okay, so it has generated the post, as you can see. So it is what it's going to post. So like I said, Gemini is very good when it comes to the automation. So this is the file. So this is the validated asset. The browser automation environment is unable to tab caches on. However, the thinking strategy layer has self-generated your content. Please just keep doing. Okay. Let's see. Okay, what is it saying? Okay, just log in. So it seems like it is having trouble with posting. Okay, just log in and comment. Okay, on the posts of a. Okay, so I'm going to say of a Zambian musician. Okay, Zambian musician. Which Zambian musician can we use? Zambian. Which one? Zambian musician. I'm thinking of the Zambia. Okay, let's go with Shefi, since he's the most loved Zambian artist. Chef 187. Okay, don't try to post anything. Okay, so there's somewhere where I need to update this. Okay, so that it can able to post. I need to update the MD file. Okay. Okay, so now here the only thing it's going to do is log in and try comment on the post of the Zambian musician Chef 187. So let's see it do that. Okay, so engagement scope, skip posting, just log in, comment on Chef 187 musician, trying to okay, getting task. Okay, so the posting, it's we need some more scripts. I need to do research on what kind of scripts I can use for it to be able to post. Okay, yeah, so let's just give it a minute or two. So the target, as you can see, it's saying the target is Chef 187. So I'll search for Chef 187 post, actually searching for on the global search. Okay, with minimal automation, red flags. Okay, okay, so it's now okay. So remove the input, make it time locate. So now it's writing its script so that it won't get noticed, because whenever you open a browser or you're trying to log in, there's that time limit. Okay, so when you're making an API call, Facebook or any other social media platform of these detection protocols where they are able to detect to say this is not a human, this is a robot. So that is what it's trying to find a way to work around. All right. Okay, so let's just give it a minute or two. Okay. Okay, so targeting SHA-187 user asset assistant model. So what it's going to do is going to go on either Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn and check to say, okay, this guy, what does he posted? Okay, so here, as you can see, now it's trying to log in. Okay, so it's trying to log in into LinkedIn. Okay. Login. If not logged in, please log in manually. Button. Wait up to 5 minutes. Not just LinkedIn, even Facebook. So I'm going to say use the details, the login details, the login details in .env. Okay, I think there's somewhere where it has in its logic where it's failing to, there's somewhere in its logic where it's failing to check the env file for login credentials. That's why it's having problems trying to log in. Okay, so as you can see, also target Facebook using stored credentials. Okay, from env. Okay, so now I think so that's the second mistake I made in the designing of this md file. Okay, the login on how it's supposed to log in and stuff. Okay, because it's not communicating with the env here where the login information is. Okay, so essentially we need to update the env, this whole logic, the Gemini md file logic, it needs to be updated so that it communicates, everything here communicates to say login here. Because let me just check my recycle bin. I show you the other automation on how it was working in terms of logging in and everything else. Okay, seems like it's generating. So LinkedIn plus Facebook, because it's also to log in, supposed to log into TikTok. So there's somewhere where there's a break in the logic. Okay, yeah, so let me just look for my other automation so that we can be able to see. Okay, be able to see the I think it should be this one. Yeah, I think it should be this one. Okay, so it's trying to log in. Okay, it has opened another tab trying to log in. Okay, browser Chrome not open and you get LinkedIn first action, please. Okay, I need to update the MD. Let me just show you. This is the other automation I created for this is the other automation I created, an automation which goes on LinkedIn and searches for remote work. Okay, so it automatically logs into LinkedIn and does that. Okay, so let me just prompt it to say I'm looking for human resource remote work, and then it will go on LinkedIn, log in and everything else. Okay, so that the one I was trying to show you for social media management, there's a problem where there's a problem with the logic in the MD file. Okay, just a minute. So here I'm going to say human resource remote work. Human resource, okay, remote work. Okay, so it's going to log in into LinkedIn and search for human resource remote work and everything else. Okay, so let's just give it a minute. You're going to see. So this one I made sure the logic is correct, but for that one, okay, the other reason why that one was having issues trying to log in automatically was because of there are too many API calls happening. There's an API call for Facebook, Instagram, TikTok and LinkedIn trying to happen at the same time. Okay, so that's where where the okay, so no need for CV, just find so here I'm going to say, because it's saying, because here there's somewhere I'm supposed to put in the CV, so that's why it's asking to say here it's saying input and found it's empty, decided to modify to support HR roles and files, created dummy HR file triggered. Okay, so let's look at the implementation plan. Okay, for the CV, just find the opportunities. Not so just find. So here I'm going to say just find just find the opportunities. Just find the opportunities. no need for CV. Okay, so here after to say no need for CV, just find the opportunities, and then and then to log in onto LinkedIn and search for human resource. So this is, so as you can see here, the reports folder, this is the last search it did. Okay, the last search it did, and these were the results. Okay, so here I'm just going to say continue, so that it proceeds with searching, logging in and searching for all the human resource opportunities we are looking for. Okay, so let's just give it. Okay, okay, so I think this is the part where it now logs in into LinkedIn. Okay, yeah, so here now it's logging into LinkedIn, like I said, as you can see here. Okay, as you can see, yeah, so this is what is supposed to happen even with the other one, but it couldn't do this because there were too many API calls which needed to be done, one for Facebook, one for Instagram, and everything else. But normally, as you can see here, it has logged in. This is what's supposed to happen. So the only mistake I made with the other one is I didn't the logic for the AI was incomplete. That's why it was unable to log in. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do an update to the logic so that it can be able to log in automatically, like it has done here. As you see, it can be able to log in automatically and post login, post, comment, and everything else. Okay, otherwise it works. So I'm just using this to demonstrate to you that it actually works. It logs in automatically and then that does everything on its own. Okay, so as you can see, it's logging in again. Okay, it's logging into LinkedIn. Okay, so that's the email. So this is the dummy email I'm using for this automation. Okay, it's logging in. Okay, as you can see, it has now logged in into LinkedIn, and after logging in, it's now going to start searching for human resource opportunities. Okay, so the reason why it's having it's a bit slow. Okay, as you can see, it does. So I'm not doing anything. Okay, you can observe there's no cursor moving. So it has found about 8 human resource opportunities in Zambia. As you can see, there's 8 results there. Okay, so I'm going to make another tutorial where the login logic is updated. Okay, from the previous one, the previous automation, the one for social media management, the reason why I couldn't get it to log in automatically was because there was some issues with there were some issues with the login logic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to update the login logic so that the AI agent will be able to log in and post and do everything that a social media manager does. Okay, as you can see, it has found 8 results. So what this essentially does it finds opportunities and creates a Google sheet or a markdown file with the links to apply to those opportunities, and then it gives you, okay, this is what I found, this is what I found, and then you can just get the link and you apply automatically. Okay, so that's what this does. Okay, so it's doing another search just in case there's more. Okay, so as you can see, if you can observe here, we just move this to the side. Okay, so if you can observe here, it's doing everything that you can see here is happening from here. Okay, as you can see, waiting for scraper to complete estimated 2 to 3 results. Okay, so everything is happening here. Okay, okay, so it's searching. Okay, so proceed. So here it's now proceeding with the plan. Okay, so it's loading. Okay, so as you can see here now, it is searching for human resource. Okay, so it's going back to search. So at first it found 8, it has gone back to search again, it has found about 3. Okay, okay, so here verifying quick search execution, user approved the plan. So I approved the plan, so it's saying verifying quick search execution, user approved the plan. I'm continuing to wait for the quick. So this is the script to complete. Okay, so this is its thinking process. Restarting search. So like I said, as you can see, it's saying restarting search with debug output script hang with. So it found the problem with the search, and then it rewrote its code so that it can search automatically. So that's the self-annealing part of it. All right. Okay, so it has done the search again. It has found 7. Okay, all right guys, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to update the logic for the one for social media management, for posting and everything, and then I'm going to upload the updated tutorial. Okay, I'm going to upload the updated tutorial for that. Okay, as you can see, it managed to log in and do everything here is happening automatically. I'm not doing anything. Okay, as you can see, my cursor is here, but everything else is happening. Okay, so freelancer will be 3. Okay, promoted by. Okay, so it looks like we hit the API limit, so it's going to try to log in again. Okay, so after it's done, it's going to consolidate everything. So the same logic it's using to search for jobs, it's the same logic it's supposed to use when it comes to posting and commenting, but that one didn't work just because I made a mistake somewhere. All right.